that. For the time being, let's turn our attention to Hitachi Energy India. That's been a big wealth creator over the last few years, though it's come off a little bit from the recent peak. To discuss on the outlook for 2026 and the data center opportunities, we're now joined by Mr. Venu, the MD and CEO at Hitachi Energy India. Good morning, Mr. Venu, and always good to speak to you, sir. Coming to you in just a bit, just highlighting the three talking points that we're going to be focusing on. 2026 outlook across segments. Are there any risks to the HVDC segment? And the plans to increase the export contribution as well. Lots to quiz you about, sir, but let's talk about one worry that has suddenly come to the fore with regard to the street on the HVDC side of things. Is there any risk to the existing HVDC orders? And are there signs of some pricing discipline in these particular orders? Could you clarify that out, sir?
No, thank you very much, Nigel. Good morning to you and good morning to everybody. And it's a pleasure to be in this show. HVDC, as you all know, is one of a crucial technology for integrating the renewable in a large scale and bringing the power from thousands of kilometers into the city center. So this has become it used to be a niche technology, and it has now come into the mainstream technology by virtue of its huge inherent strengths in that. So HVDC technology is always, it's a very long gestation period. So there will be always challenges in terms of, ensuring that the execution timelines adhering to that, and how much, localization, all those things always played a major role in terms of, driving the execution strategies, etc. In that, as far as we are concerned, we have been consistently saying that, India needs a huge amount of HVDC corridors to ensure that the grid is stable, resilient, etc. So Hitachi Energy has taken a lot of actions and in ensuring that we invest ahead of the curve. We continue to invest in this, and then we are very successful in this year to bagging the two major HVDC projects. And as far as we are concerned, these things are on track, and then we continue to localize further as we are progressing on that. So from a risk standpoint, I think like any other projects do have risk, but we don't see any major risk in the ongoing HVDC project.
So there's no risk to the HVDC portfolio, the orders that you've already got as of now, right, sir?
Absolutely.
And you believe that Hitachi is well placed for the future opportunities as well in the HVDC segment?
Absolutely. Today, more than 80% of the HVDC components and HVDC things we manufacture, we do the localization, local engineering, local value add, and all these things will help us to neutralize any perceived risk arising out of the geopoliticals, etc. in going forward.
So HVDC, you're sounding very, very confident, and you've always maintained that in terms of just tendering, the pipeline should be 2 to 3 big, large HVDC orders per year, and you're sticking with that. Got that, sir? Let's talk data centers, because that's the next leg of growth, right? And a lot of people in the stock market see Hitachi as a play on the data center revolution that's going to be unleashed in India. And I think you've given some numbers in the conference call that maybe as much as 20% of the spends that will go in data center will go in that power infrastructure. So that could be your opportunity size. But give us some numbers in terms of what kind of data center orders are you chasing now? How big could data centers as a revenue contribution be for you, say over the next 1 to 2 years? How are the margins here? Give us more color on how you'll be building up the data center part of the business.
Sure. I think I've been saying the data center is going to be another huge market for Hitachi Energy. And I'll tell you why. Because a data center previously it used to be in the range of 10 megawatt data center. And it has become a hyperscaler's 40 megawatt. When the AI came, suddenly from 40 megawatt to jump to 100 megawatt. And today they talk about a gigawatt scale. It means a gigawatt scale of a data center in a single location. It has a huge amount of opportunity. The number of transformers required, the number of grid connections required, and the number of automation required is a huge thing in that. And this is going to be as big as it could be in going forward. Not yet, but going forward, at least in a size, if not at the HVDC at that level. I'm not saying that exactly like that. I think it has a potential to become such a big opportunity. So we have seen this, and we are again ahead of the curve. We are investing in our go-to-market strategy, investing in our portfolio, and around 10 to 15% of depending upon what kind of data center is our addressable market, and whether hyperscaler or it's a gigawatt scale, it needs a lot of our Hitachi Energies, all the business units portfolio, right?
So, no, so what all will you be supplying? Give us some specifics. And so the transformers, what will be the size of these orders so that, we need to start preparing ourselves for these big data center orders as they're rolled out? What will be their size? What are their margins? Yeah.
The size will be every data center capex. Our addressable market is in the range of 10 to 15%.
Right.
Okay, so that's the size. Yeah.
So if you're saying these super data centers, you're saying, and the biggest of them can be 1 gigawatt. I don't have the exact numbers with me. So what is the total capex to set up a 1 gigawatt data center, out of which your addressable market could be as much as 15 to 20%?
It's all evolving. The AI-ready data centers are evolving. It's very difficult to put a number at this point in time, but the opportunity is turning out in quite a big. All I can say you that. And if you see the previous data centers, the capex is every data center, megawatt data center is in the range of 4 to 5 crores for a data center capex, not ours. So in that, our portion was 10 to 15%.
Got that. The other leg we wanted to discuss is exports. Exports is growing handsomely for you, 59% in Q2, and it's about 25-30% of your overall top line. What regions market do you think will drive export growth in 2026? And what is the revenue contribution from exports expected to be, say, 12 months down the line?
No, the exports will continue as per our strategy, as we have been consistently saying this, that exports, it used to be in the 15%, and now on an overall basis, on a year-on-year basis, is around 25%. It's in the range of 25 to 30%. So what markets we are looking at it? We are looking at markets of European market, especially in the East European market, Latin American market, Southeast Asian market, some of the Middle East and African markets. So these are the play, and we have a very clear strategy. Some markets, we develop the markets together with our sales forces there. And some, we have a global feeder factories. We manufacture here and sell all over the world there. And some we use the feeder factory concept where we manufacture the components and send it to all over the factories in Hitachi Energy. So this is where it's really going well in that. But we have been saying also consistently, our main focus is the domestic market. We see a very strong pipeline, and we continue to focus the domestic market.
Well, I recall our chat a couple of years ago, Mr. Venu, when I visited your unit, and you said exports, there's a potential opportunity, services as well. And as that moves up, it has a margin tailwind as well. So, I recall that. I think the stock price was 1/5 of what it is today. But let's focus on another vertical, the battery energy storage. I think Hitachi Energy has a critical role to play in that installation, as you mentioned in the past as well. Can you clarify what is your share of the capex, as presumably batteries would be over 70% of the cost? You could correct me on the number.
Yeah. So on the battery energy storage is another a big growth opportunity for Hitachi Energy. And yes, you're absolutely right. When you talk about the battery energy storage, the batteries play a major role, and we don't manufacture batteries. So batteries, we give an option to our customers to procure, and so that we integrate the batteries. So batteries, not exactly 70%, depending again size, whether it is a utility scale battery energy storage, or those are the things. Depending upon anywhere between 50 to 60% goes to the batteries. Okay. The rest of the things is our portfolio. We have the your PCS, your inverters, all those things, and including the grid connections, etc. is our thing. So right now we are again looking at localizing the technology there. It's important that the price point, what is important for our customers to get into that. One of the ways is to localize that, and we are working on that as we speak.
All right. Final question, sir. Before we let you go, we're looking forward to chatting up with you post your numbers. We need to squeeze you a little bit, right? What's the outlook in terms of growth? What is the run rate you're looking at? And I recall you telling me that, Nigel, you'll be in double-digit margins, which happened. Could you give us a broad range we're looking at? Longer term view, sir, we don't know only about Q3. We want to know Mr. Venu's vision for Hitachi for the next few quarters, growth and margin trajectory. Please go ahead.
I think the markets are quite robust, at least in the energy transition related side. The tailwinds are arising out of the energy transitions are huge. And we see quite a good, robust growth, not 1 quarter, 2 quarter, but at least multi-year thing in there. So that's what I'm hoping, and I'm trying to drive towards that.
And margin tailwinds persist?
Yeah, we should maintain. As the growth comes, the margin should come out of that.
High double digits or mid-teens?
I want to comment on that. I told you in your own show that we reached the double digit and we reached much ahead of our own target, and we continue to drive that.
So now you want to consolidate at these levels, or you believe there is further uptake?
We will consolidate, and of course there will be some growth over a period of time.
Well, Mr. Venu, it's always a pleasure talking to you. Thanks a lot for clarifying with regard to that HVDC opportunity. No risk to the current orders. You're saying there's a big opportunity in data center as well as in the battery storage space. Good chatting with you. Wishing you a good end of 2025 and looking forward to chatting up with you in 2026 as well.
Same. Thank you. Wish you the same.